If you've been vaccinated or you know someone that's been vaccinated and you are afraid of dying suddenly or living the rest of your life with health problems, keep watching this video. We've got my friend Justin here who introduced me to Matthew Hazen. He is the CEO and founder of Human Consciousness Support. This is a company that creates health products that helps you detox all the bad nanoparticles that people are getting injected with. Not only the nanoparticles that people are getting injected with, but also the aluminum and the barium that they're spraying in the air with the chemtrails, the microplastics in the water bottles, all of the different things that these matrix controllers, this cabal, are trying to poison us with. They've got products that they claim can do some pretty miraculous things in terms of detoxification. Matthew, thank you for coming on the show. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your products? Your product line is called Masterpiece, correct?
Yes, and it's only one product. So
Okay.
absolutely. We don't yeah. So my name is Matthew Hazen. Sean, thanks for having a platform where it sounds like you are definitely bringing out the truth the best that you understand it, and don't we need a million guys like you at this point of our life. So we are in a world, what we do here at Human Consciousness Support is the work and research that you have always been wanting to find a place that actually did. So the claims, so to speak, that I say, they're not claims, they're backed by peer-reviewed, published medical and scientific journals. We do testing on hair. We do testing on intracellular levels of blood. We do testing on blood levels. We do urine testing levels of toxic chemicals, things like graphene oxide. So when you're talking about the COVID jab, you are talking about the mRNA delivery system. The components of that system is things like graphene oxide, polyethylene glycol, EDTA. These are things that are also now, if you turn over any hygiene products that you put onto your scalp or skin, look on the back of there. Look for PEG, polyethylene glycol, PEG, or EDTA. You're going to see it on 95% of the products or more that you, Axe, Dove, your soaps. This is the mRNA delivery system, folks. They're not going to put in there that they're giving you graphene oxide. So, unfortunately, if you've been jabbed, yes, the levels of these poisons are now being measured and they're very high in you. But if you haven't been jabbed, yes, the levels are just as high in you. We're in a world where you're getting poisoned from all directions and you're getting inundated with the poisons. So, luckily, we're going to spend our time on this show talking about the solutions instead of just more fear porn for us to have to gobble up, because understanding the real problems that we face is truly important, but knowing the proven solutions and how they actually work and the benefits that it's going to give you in your life in today's toxic world is even more important. So
Matthew, you mentioned blood tests, hair tests, urine tests. Where does someone go to get these tests?
if someone would like to opt in to our studies, we are and we have another study going right now that's unfortunately not available that we could talk about if you want to, but we live in a world where people's bodies are emitting MAC addresses, MAC identifying addresses, just like your computer does, just like your phone has an identifying device. They have gotten enough graphene oxide and lanthanides in you that you have MAC addresses. Masterpiece is also a product that is proving itself to remove those. But like what you were talking about, every listener here today, if you want to participate and contribute in providing factual based, being a study participant, so that we can bring out the proof to everyone, one more published study proving how good Masterpiece will remove the heavy metal loads inside of your body. We'll be able to look at the 15 main minerals: manganese, magnesium, sodium, potassium levels, all the different things that show someone exactly how to what their health is like. Then you can go to our website, and if you can put it into the show notes, Sean, and they will want to enter your website using a link instead of just going to the website, so that they can save. There's a little bit of money they save doing it that way, but they are literally going to be able to get this, a over a $600 value. They get two gold standard hair test, the most comprehensive hair test in the world. You get a before and an after test, and you get 3 bottles of Masterpiece that will take the person a little more than 4 months to use. And what people will get is this. And this is a common ground that I can always make with everybody. In our life, no matter how successful you are, no matter how much money you have, no matter how much freedom or whatever you think spells out success, if you or anybody you love has debilitated health, doesn't matter how much success you have if you're crippled in health issues or someone that you dearly care about is? We all know the answer. Of course not. At that point, we would trade it all in for our loved ones or for us to have total health. And so it bears to witness that no matter if you got $1 billion in cryptocurrency, your health is your wealth in today's world. It truly is. And it's not just a physical health. It's not just how big your biceps are and how far you can run. It's also your mental health. We know that. It's what's your mood like? What's your quality of life like? Like, how much are you pleasant to be around people, and how much do you affect your community in a positive way? And here's the fact of the matter is, people taking Masterpiece, which is drastically reducing the levels of the toxin load, what I call the body chemical body burden, a lot faster than it's coming back in. And it's making people dream more vivid, dream more lucid. When you're talking about a pineal gland, some people are familiar with our third eye. It is the most sensitive part of our central nervous system. When it's actually being cleaned out, when it's actually working again, you will know without a doubt. Why? You won't just sleep better. You will dream more vivid. You will dream more lucid. You will dream more clear. You will be more connected with people when you're talking to them. You will feel a lot more daily joy. And these are the first things that people keep claiming, and over 6,000 testimonials of ours is happening. So I recommend the old Hippocrates statement, which is become your own doctor. And if anybody wants to go to our website by touching your link, they're going to be able to opt into a hair test study and be a study participant, but they're going to learn the priceless knowledge of exactly how their body is not working, how it's working after taking Masterpiece, how it's doing better, and where they're going to need to go from there in order to have the highest health that they can in a very toxic, polluted world. They are literally trying to depopulate us. We all know this. They are doing it with poisons. Folks, wake up call. You are feeling sick more than you used to. You are getting sicker more than you used to. You are staying sicker longer when you get sick than you used to, and it's because you've been poisoned. Okay? I don't care if you believe in God or creator or what you believe in out there, people. Our creator made our bodies work great. What is preventing them from working great is these poisons. It's a very simple math problem. Get the poisons out faster than they're coming in. The health improves on all levels.
I wanted to elaborate on a couple things you mentioned here that really resonated with me. When you talked about having more vivid dreams and your pineal gland opening, when I first learned about the pineal gland, this was like 10 years ago. I did a raw food diet. I did a fast, a water fast, and I was on like Go-To Cola supplements, monatomic gold, which are said to be pineal gland
Yeah,
stimulating supplements.
Ormus.
Yeah. And when I did this fast, my dreams were more vivid. I could remember my dreams, synchronicities. I was meditating. I was getting like downloads. Like I was connected to the universe. I was
Yeah,
seeing numbers everywhere. Honestly, it kind of started to freak me out the first time I did that. I was like, whoa, like so there's something's different here. And you know what? The reason is because my body was very, very
yeah,
detoxed when I was doing that water fast and when I was doing that raw food diet and taking all those supplements. So I can attest to that 100%. You get your body
yeah,
clean, your pineal gland works better, your psychic abilities work better. You literally are connected to the source energy, the creative source energy of the whole universe that is supposed to be amplifying your body to perfect health. But like you were saying, we're being poisoned from every level, every angle you can imagine. And also the other thing is you mentioned something about how our with all these graphene oxide and stuff in our bodies, how it's now connecting to like an internet signal. I actually read a book on this, and I have the whole audiobook recorded with me reading it on this Rumble channel, where it talks about well, the word he used was they're trying to create the internet of bodies. That way they can track and
W-band.
monitor your biometric telemetry and have even more control over your entire existence. So, people
Absolutely.
really need to wake up to this stuff and the level of sophistication that these entities are going through to poison you, to control you, and to depopulate you. Now, when someone starts taking the masterpiece product, are there any other protocols that they can follow along with it that's going to help it be more effective? Like what is someone who's brand new to
Yes.
this? Like what's step one?
I would say the exact diet that you were doing 10 years ago that got you to where you were actually vividness
Hmm.
is all we ever used to have to do. What a more alkaline diet, a more
Hmm.
alkaline approach, a little more raw fruits and vegetables, high quality structured water, intermittent fasting, doing those types of things, get a great return to nature, I call it grounding and doing those types of things. That used to be enough, but 20 years ago, all the industrial processes, pesticides, anything that was in products that we bought, it all became what like a nanotechnology thing. And what happened was instead of free floating microscopic toxins that your body with a great diet would get you there, like it did for you and everybody
Hmm.
else back then. It's not enough now because now we have this nanometer size toxicity level, which is so much smaller that it gets inside of our cells instead of just inside of our bodies. And so we have an intracellular level of toxicity now. That is what Masterpiece specifically goes after. And so I would just say that we have tested levels of lead and published on these, and all this research you can make very available for everybody. Lead, mercury, aluminum is a big one. I would call aluminum and graphene oxide super threats. They're the ones really taking us out right now. Those are actually also what we have found in all of our testing, funny enough, the two things that Masterpiece takes out the fastest and the best. And so we have a broad spectrum detoxifier that works to get the poisons out that no other product is proven on any level whatsoever, no matter how. There's going to be doctors with fancy white coats and they say, I've seen through all my research, I've done all my stuff, and my product works so good. That does not mean it works, people. Have we not learned from our newscasters and our authority types that that does not mean it's the truth? We've done the science, which is quantifiable evidence. I would suggest all the things in your life that you know are not healthy, try to make wiser choices. But when you take Masterpiece, it's going to get out the problem from the root level. So having a little more energy is what everybody experiences when they depoison. When you have better energy and you think and feel better, all the lifestyle choices that we all inherently know we should be doing our best to make the best choices, they become a lot easier to make. They really do.
Matthew, do you mind if I screen share one of the PDFs you sent me, the one that the masterpiece product comparisons?
If you like, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, can you see the screen here?
Absolutely.
Okay, so
So
yeah, let can you just
this
explain this, talk about this a little bit?
this is a product comparison sheet of the various nano sized or nanometer sized zeolite products out there. And what it's going to show is if it's using natural zeolite, which is what the earth makes as a response to heal itself. When the earth is in distress, it shoots off a volcano. When it has a fever, it shoots off a volcano to release its fever. Just like we do, we break our fever, it makes a volcano. And
Hmm.
when that volcano goes into the ocean water, it creates natural zeolite, which is important. And so natural zeolite is the opposite magnetism of every poison you can imagine. Every poison you know of has a positive magnetic charge. So when we're talking about natural zeolite or we're talking about synthetic zeolite. So what we are looking at here is what this shows. We reverse engineered Pure Body. We can see the product Masterpiece. We can see the product Pure Body Extra, and we can see the product Clean Slate by Root Brands. We in the Nano Labs at Kansas State University reverse engineered those two products so that we knew molecularly and every single thing about it. And so we knew what worked and what didn't work with their formulas. We can also see another popular brand that's on Amazon, ACZ, and then TRS. TRS, that final category on the far right, that is a synthetic zeolite. That will poison people if they take it. There's never a time in history of any form of something that is going into a live body or a living organism. If it is a synthetically derived, synthesized synthetic molecule or compound, it is never supposed to be inside of a body. And if we want to make this chart make sense in a less than 30 seconds, I will say this. Masterpiece has a special process where we can put in about 13 to 30 more times of the perfect sized natural clinoptilolite into our formula. That's why our study trials only take 10 drops a day. 10 drops a day gets the results that we can go over here in just a second. You can see that our price is less than the other ones. The reason why our price is less than the other ones is because we were made with the intention to help mankind out, not rich mankind, not mankind that will afford to pay whatever the value that we say the product is worth. No, we put the price the lowest it could be, and it lasts for about 50 days. So you're literally spending $1 a day to take a product which is proven to have no negative harmful side effects. No matter what you're eating, no matter what disease you got, everybody's screwed up in some way. No matter if you're on prescription pills or what I call petroleum poison pills, it doesn't matter what you're on. Everybody needs to depoison. And when you go down there, we have a bottle that lasts as long, it's $1 a day. What is really special about our product compared to the other products is we use the absolute most bioavailable minerals, nutrient-rich substance on earth. This is the best sea mineral water that people literally spend like $7,000 to wade in, is what we make Masterpiece with. So we combine the sea mineral water with this natural clinoptilolite detoxifier, and what ends up happening is we end up grabbing out the toxins that are magnetically stuck inside of the body that you can't get out by taking chlorella and eat enough fruits and vegetables to do. And it literally, when we rip out those toxins, we replace it with the most mineral rich substance that we have. So it's an immediate upgrade from a poison to the very highest quality mineral in the blink of an eye, which they call cation exchange, which is a long conversation in itself. But our particle size is actually sub-nanometer size. People are not familiar with terms that relate to things that are smaller than nano, but it's picometer sized clinoptilolite, or what they would call the angstrom level. So you're talking about something that when you ingest Masterpiece has the identical millivolt charge to your body, which is the electrical charge. Yes, your body is an electromagnetic being that you can easily test. Now, Masterpiece is the identical electrical charge, or what they call the oxidative reduction potential. And then it has the same exact magnetic charge as your body, which is called the zeta potential. And then it has the identical pH to your extracellular fluids. So when you take Masterpiece into your mouth, and this is what it looks like, and you take it, it immediately goes in. It's about 10,000 times smaller than your cells. So it goes way past your blood-brain barrier. It gets into your cells. It goes everywhere in your body, and it immediately goes for your worst toxins first. And it's an amazing product to put into. It is the keystone ingredient to anybody's daily regimen in today's world. Everybody's kid need this. Nobody's done the science that we've done. We've published now 9 peer-reviewed published studies because we are getting attacked. Who else is getting attacked by the FDA and getting ocean water seized, $70,000 of ocean water by the FDA, and then told you're not getting it back? We deem this a drug. Literally, FDA does that to us twice. Okay. Who else gets the Federal Trade Commission letters almost daily? They backed off now. It's about once a week. Health Canada's gone to shut us down because they have a big war on all natural health products. Our main formula is now, our main formulator, sorry, our main formulator for Masterpiece is sitting in jail right now, a 73-year-old, most well-known and loved all-natural health practitioner in America, famous author of the pH Miracle Diet. He's been on the Dr. Oz show. He's been on the Oprah Winfrey show, the early show. His name is Dr. Robert Young. You know, we're getting attacked because this product is doing it. Look, it stops their depopulation agenda. The poisons, they need poisons to kill you, people. Why do you think they're poisoning you from every direction? Because it's a pretty important part of their game plan. So if you have a broad spectrum toxin remover that actually works and ain't snake oil, then bada bing, baby, you've actually thrown a wrench in their plan. When they don't have graphene oxide in you, they can't make a MAC address. If you have the levels too low, why do you think they're plummeting with you? Why do you think we're doing studies on MAC addresses proving to people that we turn it off, where we literally have to have Faraday cages, 4 angles? It's an amazing study that we're putting together about to publish. But we have done all types of studies testing things like fluoride. When you're talking about your pineal gland, fluoride, glyphosate, aluminum, and Wi-Fi are the 4 things that keep your pineal gland off center and not being able to work real good. So we know that we get rid of glyphosate. Amazingly, we're doing a whole peer-reviewed publication on it. We definitely know we handle aluminum. We definitely, graphene oxide. And so that when you get the metals out of your body, guys, the pulsating electromagnetic frequency waves, the radiation waves, affect you a lot less because you're a lot less metallic. You're not gonna, like me, you put the world's strongest magnets on my body, N52 rare earth magnets. There's nowhere I'm magnetic. I guarantee you, Sean, if you put magnets above your collarbones, they will stick to you. They stick to everybody. Not me, because I've been taking enough Masterpiece. And that's the difference. I think clear. I, dream every night and wake up with my family talking about our dreams. I feel connected. I feel responsible for the world, and I know I can make an impact, and it gives me the motivation. I wouldn't be able to do that if I was still poisoned.
I totally resonate with everything that you just said. Anyways, I'm going to be ordering one of these. Justin, you've been on the product already for a bit. I mean, how you feeling?
I mean, I feel great, to be honest with you. I mean, yeah. So I've been, since being in Texas, I'm way more active. So I'm losing weight, but I've been taking Masterpiece along with it for the last 2 months. So I can just say, moving around, taking the Masterpiece, my diet being better. But my blood pressure, I don't know if it's necessarily exactly what it's from, but it's finally like down good. I was struggling with some high blood pressure, and like I took my blood pressure today. It was like 117/75, which was like awesome for me. So, but yeah, I definitely noticed that waking up remembering dreams, which I never really did. But you know, yeah. So I feel good. You know what I mean? I think it's a combination of everything. But yeah, I enjoy the Masterpiece.
Yeah. And it is definitely a combination of everything. It all helps. And when we start getting the poisons out from the roots, it's easier for us to be motivated to do more things when we're feeling a little bit better. So it's easier to make a little bit better, healthier choices and adaptations in our life when we're trying to, because we all need to do that now. We all are in a world where we can see doing the normal little things we used to doesn't cut it for anybody anymore. So there's something unique going on about the levels of toxicity and poisoning that's happening to us. And this is the antidote for it. This is the solution to the pollution. I wouldn't make those. We would get shut down in a second if I made that claim and I couldn't back it up with all type of quantifiable, analytical, published data. So.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
and I Sorry, I just wanted to say real quick earlier, Matthew, you had mentioned about having those conscious decisions. Like I notice like all the time now when I go to get something to eat or whatever, just like I went out to eat last night and I noticed that there's margarine in what I thought would have been butter. But yeah, I definitely noticed that that's a big part that I notice all the time with everything. And I definitely, honestly, I feel the best that I felt in my probably in my life since my 20s or whatever. Like I'm actually losing weight, I'm getting strong again, like I feel good in my mind for the most part, so I'm excited. And yeah,
Yeah.
so anyways, I just wanted to throw that in there. Didn't mean to cut anybody off.
No, all
No,
good.
that's incredible. Yeah, we always want to hear those stories. So
Yeah.
we have
Matthew,
people right now, Sean. We have one of the original raw fruit and vegetable guys. His name is Victor Kolvinskis. If anybody looks him up, he is as famous as it gets. He's been around for 7 decades. He's 88 years old. He's been blind for 15 years. He's been putting Masterpiece in his eyes because Dr. Robert Young told me to tell him to take it. And he said, tell him his eyes aren't sick. They've been poisoned, and to take Masterpiece. And he's seen bright lights in his eyes. We have several video testimonials of older people who've had glasses over the years. They get worse glasses, and their eyesight is progressively getting better. Their hearing, their senses, their sense of smell, all these types of things. Because when toxins are on top of our central nervous system and in our body, man, things stop. We lose sensitivity, we lose touch, and it happens slowly. So we slowly get farther and farther away from our best, healthiest version. And this kind of just subtly brings you back to it. Now, you do have big breakthroughs. Yeah, of course. Because if you're an old man and you haven't dreamed for 20 years, like was my case, I hadn't dreamed since I could remember. And all of a sudden I'm dreaming where I'm remembering my dreams and I'm not forgetting it right when I wake up. Well, that's obvious. That's a breakthrough. But with Masterpiece, we have about a 96% residual buyback rate, which is unheard of on a product. And we have over 6,000 testimonials that are easily accessible on 3 different social media platforms. And these, you can't fake. We never paid anybody $1 or gave them a bottle of Masterpiece to bring us in testimonials. We have more testimonials than any company has, and they're the most amazing ones. And I will say this, like things like diabetes, high blood pressure, all these things that are obviously means our body's out of balance and not getting itself back to where it needs to be. Well, of course, those things start coming back into balance. That's why we have probably 1,000 people that say, I went to the doctor. I pulled my normal lab report. The doctor says, what are you doing? This is your best labs you've had in 3 years. I've only been on Masterpiece for a month. Well, yeah, because when your body is depoisoned, it starts to work better and you're going to be able to test it. It's simply that incredible. Sean, we usually don't, I wouldn't have done this video actually with you, just to be clear, if I'd known that you hadn't taken Masterpiece yet, because it's that important, because then we don't have to it sounds like hype until someone's experienced it for themselves, because everybody gets benefits. It does sound too good to be true for people who haven't experienced. That's why we have a cold hard rule at Human Consciousness Support. We usually want people to take it for at least a couple of weeks so that they're blown away, and then you would have been saying all the stuff that I've said.
well, hey, in the follow-up video, like I vlog all the
Yeah.
time about my life, about everything, my consciousness, the pineal gland. So I'm always updating as things move
Yeah.
forward. So I will definitely be.
Wouldn't you let, if that was snake oil, you would let everybody know, right? I mean, aren't you
Absolutely.
for a
Yeah. If
better,
I take it
okay,
and I don't feel anything at all, then yeah,
right.
that's what
And
I'm
it
gonna
doesn't
stay
do
on mine.
anything. It
So
doesn't do anything for you. You're going to know I mean, you're aware of how your body is, right? You've been
yep.
on a health journey for a long time. You know your body better than anybody else. So when we come on in a repeat video, then we can kind of go over, and the bottles I'll send to you, they'll come with a card
Mhm.
that everybody gets, and it'll say, and you don't have to worry. I'll get you some bottles so that you can try. It'll talk about your daily joy, like what's your mood
Mhm.
like, for no other reason at all, right? Your cognitive, how conscious, how cognizant you are, how present in the moment, your sleep quality, your dream vividness. These are all things that correct majorly with people, and that's why we have those as the top 6 questions. And
Mhm.
so, we'll be able to come back and we'll be able to get into it. But Masterpiece, it's amazing. I still get benefits, and I've been taking it for 2 years. I still recognize little improvements still. Well, mainly the other day, I was still magnetic up here. I used to be magnetic all over my body. Oh
Hmm.
God, it freaked me out. And then it was down to just my collarbones, and now I'm not magnetic at all. And I'm like, wow, that really means I've gotten these things out of the deep recesses.
Have you seen the videos that went viral on TikTok about people putting magnets on the meat in grocery stores and then it's sticking to the meat and then people putting the magnets on their arm where they got injected with the vaccine and the magnets stick to their arm? Have you seen those?
Yeah. Yeah, I've even seen it where they have like forks and stuff. Yeah, which is really bad. That's even worse than magnets. That's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of weird, crazy stuff going on that people need to be
Yeah.
aware of. But yeah,
Yeah.
just wanted to say thank you so much for coming on here and sharing all that info with us.
Yes.
One more thing. You mentioned there's a bunch of social media accounts where there's lots of info and
Yes.
testimonials. Can you send all those to me? And then what
I
I'm going to
sure
do,
will.
yeah, I'm gonna leave all the links in the description of this video right here on Rumble,
Okay.
with the link where you can purchase Masterpiece. There's going to be links to these social media platforms with the
Yeah.
testimonials. There's going to be links to the peer-reviewed studies that you mentioned earlier. If you can send me
Yep.
all that stuff, that way anyone watching this who is interested
Absolutely.
can just go right into the description and get all the
It's going to
info
be
you need.
real easy for everybody, Sean. We have a beautiful link tree. It has each testimonial, it has our different Will It Light video to show how we donate electrons, which is energy. There's everything with our peer reviewed, everything they could ever want to geek out on, and our research tab. So, our research from our published, our concluded, what you would call level 1 or 2 arm, which is placebo controlled, randomized, non randomized studies that we've done. We've done all types. That's all right there too. So everybody can go through it. And it's amazing to see a company that has really put their efforts into the research instead of just the marketing, you know?
Mhm. Yeah,
So
you sound
absolutely.
very
I'll
well
get you taken care of.
researched.
I'm a master expert nanocolloidal formulator. I am self-taught. I'm not some guy that's been indoctrinated into what I call pseudoscience. I think it's a huge insult to call anybody a doctor. That means they've been bought, paid for in a corrupted system where they have to basically go along with the insurance predicated, what I call the Rockefeller curriculum.
Yep.
And I've learned from the founder of Forest Biotech Nanolabs, who has done a lot of work, not for good places. All of his research and development is for billion-dollar corporations. But when he got a chance to help in making a natural, this is an all-natural formula. There's 2 all-natural ingredients in it, which have never hurt anybody. If purified ocean water hurts us, we're in trouble. If purified seawater hurts us, then all life on Earth is in trouble. So it's that, and then it's natural clinoptilolite mineral. And yep, it's they're going to learn a lot, and they're going to learn about how to really get their bodies and their health into the best position that it's been in a long, long time.
I always say doctors are called doctors because they're indoctrinated.
That's right.
And their
They
their
are.
job is to sell you a pill and keep you addicted to
Yep.
that pill for the rest of your life so that they can profit from the residual income.
It's a total, yeah, and they're not allowed to say cure, and they're not even. And if you show them an all natural ingredient, they'll tell you, "Oh, you're playing with fire there," and it's a joke. And then if they want to go to the good side, if they want to become like us, they have to deprogram all that. They have to unravel all that bad learning. I've learned from Michael Coe, who is the founder of Forest Biotech, and from Robert Young, who is our most well-known all-natural formulator. He's responsible for all of Tony Robbins's formulas,
Mhm.
Inner Lights, New Skins, pH Miracle products. He's absolutely amazing, and he's the one who put the final touches on this formula. This is a labor of love for humanity. This is because this was made out of a need for humanity, because we needed something here, because we knew at 2019 and 20, not just when the pandemic hit, but we knew something new was happening because everybody's health was really falling off the map at that point.
Mhm.
So, absolutely. We'll do a
Justin,
follow up show.
yeah, absolutely. Hey, Justin, was there anything else, any questions you might have had or anything?
No, no, I'm good. I'm good. It was a good call. Appreciate both you guys.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much, Justin, for connecting us all here today. And thank you again, Matthew, for coming on and sharing all this information. Yeah, would love to keep in touch with you guys about this stuff and do some follow-up videos. Sound good?
Yeah. Get you using it. Yeah. And
Sure.
then, Justin, if Sean, you send me your name, your address, and the email so that you can get tracking
Yep.
information, and let me get some bottles right out to you.
Sounds good. And so before
Awesome.
we end the call, was there any last things you wanted to say, Matthew?
Yeah, I'll say everybody out there, you're feeling sick because you're poisoned. We've tested the levels of every type of person. Getting those poisons out of your body faster than they're coming in is the key to your vitality and how healthy you're going to be in today's toxic world until we can get the environment cleaned up. Keep it simple in your head. Do that. Get the toxins out while cleaning up your diet, and it will revolutionize your health and your life.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Much
Thank
love.
you.